cricket. So what are the odds of this happening?
Out. Lilly is gone. Caught. Well, we've had it. Lilly caught Willie, bowled Dilly for the first time of the season.
Lilly caught Willie, bowled Dilly. That's silly.
And there's the scoreline which we had all hoped for this season, but I wouldn't know if Dennis Lilly would hope for it. Lilly facing Dilly and steering the catch to Willie.
It's the type of sentence to make every school kid on earth secretly laugh into their lunchbox.
First bowl today for Gian Mubrak. No easy task either. Oh, is that a freak? It is a freak. It's a freak end for Andrew Symonds. You just got to have a giggle.
Watch Andrew Symonds tell Michael Clarke it's his shout.
Clipped it pretty firmly in the air.
Hang on. If the ball came off both bats before being caught, then why aren't the two of them out?
And there's the nod from the umpire that I'm sorry, mate, you're on your way.
Here's Mark Taylor in the slips doing the hokey pokey.
It's out, I think. It's out. Yes, it's gone and finally. Taylor hangs on to one. Up and down she went. That's the end of Carl Hooper. Beautiful delivery from Bevan.
You put your right hand in, you stick your left leg out, you catch a third attempt, then the batsman's given out.
Can you believe that? That is brilliant. He didn't panic in the slightest, but just flicked it back with his toe.
That's pretty well done.
Wait a minute. Is this cricket or kick it?
Well, who messed that up? I reckon that was Mark Wall.
What a great take by Akil Nani.
How much does that grandstand love a handstand?
The old cartwheel. Now have a look at this. I like it.
Rolls now to Amanat.
Oh, and that must have been very close to stumps. He's knocked the bails off. Or has he used his hands? It seems to me the bails are still on there. It may be that he's out-handled.
You know, the same plan by Maradona won Argentina a FIFA World Cup. But India's Amanat loses his wicket.
He walked, didn't wait for a decision. We'll watch that again. It's pushed down, it's going back towards the stumps. And yes, he handles the ball. Jimmy Amanat out handling the ball, and he gives himself out. Years of experience, off he walks. A very disappointed man, but a very sporting one.
So this session is a vital one for the Australians as Phil Simmons has dropped one down on his stumps. Very close to rolling back onto the stumps. He was waving his foot around trying to fend it off.
It doesn't look like what we can see here if it did actually make contact. Oh, it just run down the length of the stumps and failed to remove the bails. Well, you can't be any luckier than that.
That is the first foot fault I've seen outside of a tennis court. Luckily, he got away with it.
So Phil Simmons, as we'll see here from stump vision, a very lucky man not to get the back heeler onto the stumps as well.
In the air, short of border.
Watch here as we see the curator decide on the umpire's behalf that it's time to stop play.
The curator, in fact, is running on the ground. He's coming out before the umpires. I've never seen this before. The actual curator is leading the groundsman on. Well, he must think it's go. I've never seen that in all the years I've been playing cricket, where the curators come out and saying to the umpires, if we don't get them down now, we won't get them down. The umpires are looking at each other. Well, that's a first. Well, it's turned black now and the storm has hit the Gabba. People going everywhere. The curator, he was right on the ball. He's got the compass down. He's trying very hard to get them down. It's pelting down here at the Gabba.
I should add that no cricketers were harmed in the filming of this footage.
Hey, and down he goes.
But there was a groundsman who's never been seen again.
Umpire Prue has called for a suspension in play. A sensible decision by the...
Don't be fooled. Australia is a great destination for sun seekers.
You can bet that the ground staff want to get off there as quick as they can, because if you...
Perhaps even a round of golf. Dean Jones should be bringing out the 3-wood, not 3 helmets.
Player sending out some helmets for the ground staff. Dean Jones just doing his job as a 12-man. Giving the boys some protection out there.
On this day in Brisbane, Mother Nature provided the drinks break.
It was fierce stuff, I can tell you. The storm that swept through Brisbane, concentrating itself on Woolloongabba and on the cricket ground.
Water, anyone?
Lightning was arcing in the stands here. It was quite sensational, but not very pleasant. And the rain, it just threw it down.
I've heard of the Indian Ocean. Well, that's the Australian one. However, when the weather is good, it's always a great idea to hang out the washing.
Well, I think obviously with the Victor Trumpet stand, it would have been expensive to build that. Obviously ran out of money right at the end.
Now this is odd.
Dear, oh dear, that looks painful. Is it a chisel or a burger ring? Doesn't matter, but it's having a problem. I think it's stuck. Like it's got a hole in it. Wouldn't be able to breathe.
How many times has your mother told you, don't chew with your mouth open?
Well, that's over the top. There's the man down there. This won't be dropped. David Hooks is underneath it. He's out. Both of them out. Caught by David Hooks. Down on the deep extra cover boundary. Both of them trying to repeat the shot played by Randall.
Now, I'm not saying England's Ian Botham or Eddie Hemmings were getting a bit porky, because, well, somebody else beat me to it.
Well, there he is. He's got the Australian flag on.
This all-rounder had roast beef, and this spin bowler had none, and this little piggy, oh,
Trying to get hold of...
has been put to sleep by the policeman.
I tell you what, he doesn't really want to know. Looks a bit nervous too, the policeman down there. Trying to get a few people off the ground who gathered around to watch this.
Geez, I've heard of a tape, but this is ridiculous.
It is marvellous what you can do with computers and the electronics these days.